Hello everyone, welcome back to Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. In the last episode we ended up in Ireland, and we haven't really done much here yet, apart from talk to this young chappie called Liam.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Okay, so I think I did the first option last time, let's do the Rosso option.
Rosso's the name, murder's my game.
Are you a detective?
Let's just say I'm here to find the truth.
Cool. Just like on the telly.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something
Okay, I'm
bad?
going to skip through this
tell me,
because
kid.
we've read this
Oh,
before.
and there's... I tried to... The old... Look, when... I'm off. That's why I'll run.
Something in the grin on his face compared to...
Yeah, we read all that in the last one, so if you haven't seen that, go back and watch the second episode. So let's go through some of these options. What's this castle?
What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No. It's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No. Only... What do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No.
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
Also, ironically, we're actually playing this on St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. This won't be going out on St. Patrick's Day, but happy St. Patrick's Day.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Man.
The Phantom of Loch Man,
You're not
huh?
telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes.
Oh.
Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Okay, well, you haven't said you've seen anything
Did
just
you
yet.
find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but me legs had lost their stuffing.
Okay.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
So you definitely saw something.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
Gotta be, surely.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Oh, he's so Irish. The bloody place is haunted.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn, they all dress like clowns.
It's
The
a
man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. Did this clown see? And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
nasty.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Reminds me of that scene in Hot Fuzz, the Simon Pegg film, and he asks that kid how old he is, and he goes, "Kid, when's your birthday?" He's like, "February 20th." He's like, "What year?" He goes, "Every year."
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Okay.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, 'cause he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
The films. Right, let's go through some of these items.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Lifting drains.
Dead right. How did you know that?
Work experience course at school. They gives me a choice of going down the drains or up the chimney.
You're kidding. Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
Sure. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That belongs to the killer clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry. I'm keeping this as evidence.
You should have told the cops.
I did. They weren't interested.
You should run tests on that, mister. You could identify the murderer with a sample of his snot.
Eek.
I don't think so.
No.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
No way.
Oh dear.
Do you recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir. I never seen it before in my life.
And finally,
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin? Or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No?
that's that then.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
That'd be that. Oh, just to let you know, guys, as well, some of you did ask, I am feeling much better, so thank you for asking. Let's pop into the pub. And we've got a general Irish affair here. We've got some guys drinking and fiddle player in the corner there. There's a guy in the middle there. He looks a wee bit nervous, if you ask me. Let's go talk to the barkeep.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh dear.
I beg your pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it a room you're after?
Yeah, sure.
That's not a bad idea. Do you have a vacancy?
I could, if you don't mind waiting until the last guest checks out.
No problem. When will that be?
When the undertaker comes to collect him.
Wow.
Have you served any, clowns recently?
No, you're the first today.
Rude.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
Oh, no. I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Wow.
Did Pegram stay here?
Yes, he did. 6 nights plus breakfast.
Okay, he's obviously got a bit of an issue with Pegram.
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
Wow, he drank that fast. God, if I drank a beer that fast, I'd be on the floor. Let's start going through these items.
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism? Dial.
Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
Oh, let's keep going.
Here's something which might interest you.
It doesn't.
Wow, this guy's rude.
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
That's disgusting.
Uh-huh. I found it in the sewers.
Well, what's the idea of waving it around in my face? You're worse than old Ron. Put it away, man.
Hey, bartender?
Landlord, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Shake my hand, why don't you?
Now, why should I do that? What have you got up your sleeve?
Nothing?
Nothing. Come on, just shake my hand.
Oh, not just now, mister. I have to be careful on account of the health restrictions.
Oh, jeez.
It's not my sleeve you've got to worry about. It's, palm you've got to worry about.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
No, sir.
Do you recognize the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot.
Okay.
Look, I gotta be going.
Cool. I know we're going through every item, guys, but you've got to in this game to
Hello there.
find the clues.
My name's George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
Okay, let's talk about this Phantom a lot
Have you
more.
heard of the Phantom?
More than that. I've seen it. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh, no. I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, idiot.
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar?
I most certainly have. A remarkable institution. Did you know? They were the originators of our system of credit. Their financial empire stretched from the Atlantic to the Caspian Sea. With bases in so many countries, they had to establish new methods of fiscal transfer.
So, the Knights Templar were nothing but a bunch of bankers.
I don't get it. Are you saying these Templar guys invented bank charges?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose they did.
What a dirty trick. Didn't anyone try to stop them?
Oh, yes. They were arrested, and many were burnt at the stake.
Good. They bloody well deserved it if they were anything like my bank manager.
Oh dear, that guy's a bit simple,
What
isn't
can
he?
you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
How can I get into the castle?
But those walls were built specifically to stop people getting in, Mr. Stobbart. But I dare say you'll find a way, if you've the will.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem.
Okay, we're going to find out a bit
Do you
more
know where
about
I can
Pegram.
find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that, but he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Why has Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticate. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Do you know where Pegram has gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmarn. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
Oh, excuse me.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
Definitely
no.
Thank the Lord for that.
not. Right, I'm not going to go through all these
Goodbye
again.
for
So.
now.
Let's talk about this chap. He's looks a bit nervous to me. Checking his watch every 5 seconds.
My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
Of course it is.
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Did you work at Professor Pegram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
Okay. That's interesting. When we
See you later.
when we said about going to the dig, he sort of stuttered a little bit. Interesting. I'll speak to the other guy in a minute. I want to go talk to I'll talk to this chap again.
Hey, McGuire.
What?
Do you know anything about Pegram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
Who were?
Did anyone from the village work at the dig?
Pegram bought some students, some bums with him. He reckoned no one in Lochmarn would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
Whoa.
Fitzgerald says he's never been anywhere near the dig.
He's having you on, mister.
Right.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
We need to go and have a chat with him then. Why lie? It doesn't make any sense.
Mr. Fitzgerald? McGuire says he saw you working at the dig. What's more, he saw you talking with Pegram.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefits at the same time I was
Oh,
working
dear.
for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he? So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Marquet.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd
He's
hear
been
no more
threatened.
about
He's
it.
been
But if I
blackmailed.
double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem.
Oh god, he's doing a runner. That sound like a car.
Hey, I just seen a big red.
Get out of here, McGuire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
What?
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy, Michael.
Oh, yes. And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Me too, neither. Okay, let's go see what happened, because that's a bad coincidence,
I
that.
was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding my own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I, and I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass, but the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes.
Huh?
He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
A pixie? Oh, that's interesting. We were told that Merlin or Khan hired two costumes, Bozo the Clown and Seamus the Pixie. And that seemed too good of a coincidence. So let's talk to McGuire one more time, see if he's got any more info.
Hey, McGuire.
What?
Yeah, look.
Did this pixie have a scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not. Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
Maybe the package fell somewhere out of sight.
Hmm.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Okay. What's this? Let's look at this and then we're going to go somewhere else, because there's actually another place we can go we haven't seen yet.
I tugged at the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside.
Yeah, makes sense. And what's this?
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand.
Great. Okay, let's head up here. So Fitzgerald's been abducted at the very least. We can go up... Oh, hello. That's a, that's a hell of a haystack.
Hi, do you speak English?
Well, no, what if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look
Wow.
I perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice. What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Wow. It's pretty old, actually. Let's talk about
Have you
Pegram.
seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
No one seems to know where he's gone.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
A racing car, you say?
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car.
Oh, the car.
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Really?
Aren't you going to look for him?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
I mean, he's got a very good point.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvellous. I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
Okay, so that moves him.
He
Now,
strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
now, we can do something with the stack of hay, but we're not going to do it right now. We're going to go back to McDevitt's, because we need a few items before we go into the haystack. So let's go talk with the esteemed host, McLeary.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
May I have another beer, please?
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven. I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I can fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my dear, is it?
So, let's show him the
It
pass.
just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvellous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
Okay.
When you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Cool. So, before we do that, I've got to talk to this chap.
Hi there, old timer.
What?
Oh dear, that's a nasty cold.
Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said, it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No. I'd know it if you were.
Oh my word, we've got a lot of...
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, me bucko.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
Okay, dude, you're weird. You're actually weird.
I'm looking for Sean Fitzgerald. Have you seen him?
Never heard of him.
Don't you come from around here?
None of your business. I didn't ask where you come from, did I?
I'm from California.
That's your problem.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't. It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
Oh dear.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
Ah.
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh!
They've got each other mixed up, haven't they?
Do you know Pegram, the archaeologist?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No, I don't know him.
Did you ever see Fitzgerald at Pegram's dig?
I never heard of either of them.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Basically, we need that wire he's doing, but we need to wait until he puts it down and starts sneezing. Like
As
that.
soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed his piece of wire.
Now, how you wouldn't notice is beyond me. We go over to the plug.
I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug.
And then we do something actually quite dangerous. So we take the steel wire, put it in the plug as a fuse.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire.
So dangerous.
I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Helpful. Right, before we go, we need to grab this. George,
It was a beer-stained piece of toweling.
why you couldn't just take it from the other side, I don't know, but we'll go down anyway. Oh, a rat. Ugh. Mr. Leary, you have a serious rat problem.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Okay, so that's probably unlocked the trap door, so we need to go to the top. Open the trap door. This puzzle took me forever to figure
I
out,
lifted
by the way.
the trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Oh, it's only 10 feet, it's fine.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Wow, the scariest voice in the world. Okay, let's go back down. Hopefully we've got a bit of light now.
Now I could see.
There we go.
I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door.
Oh, yeah.
It was Peagram's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
Oh, dear.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
I think you'll hear it, to be fair, George. Right, we've got the flashlight. Let's have a look at this tap. It seems to be dripping.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Yeah. Okay, now this won't make sense now, but...
The matchbook
No.
bore a... I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
I mean, that's going to be a very wet pocket.
I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping.
Okay, so we need to head out of here now. We've got everything we need for the time being. We'll leave Mr. Leary to his pump. And now we'll climb the hay cart.
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
Such a weird statement. Okay, so let's take the tool. I remember this so
I
well.
inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
Now we can climb it. Okay, I've got a goat. Who's looking after this goat? And some ladders. I'm guessing if we try and go for it, the goat's gonna... yeah. Okay. Can we do something with that?
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
Ah, so he won't be able to attack us now. So if we head down, he shouldn't be able to get to us. Oh, wow, okay. Now what we got? There's some stuff over here.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was.
Party dust.
Plaster of Paris.
Oh, maybe not.
I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
I thought it was party dust. Not that I would ever advocate such a substance. Okay. Let's go take a look over here.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
Okay, so some holes there. And there's something on the floor here too. Ah. Can we pick it up? No, it's way too heavy.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
Now, this one again took me and my family so long to work out. So, let's pick the statue up.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Indeed it has. So, let's put the plaster in there.
I
Why is it that
sprinkled the
colour?
plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
Why is it that colour? It should be that colour. Right, and then we're going to take the toweling. Because obviously it activates with water, right?
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
Indeed. Now we take the cast.
I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
And then we use that cast on here.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Why was there plaster of Paris down here in the first place? They were building something. So why was there plaster of Paris? It's too brittle for building work. It's just odd. What's in here? Ooh. Some sort of mural. This is Montfaucon. Oh, we're going back to Paris. Okay, that is the end of the Irish bit, by the way. Okay, so we're playing as Nico again. That's pretty cool. So yeah, the Irish part is now over, and we know that Fitzgerald was either abducted or killed by Khan, Merlin, whatever. And obviously he dropped the gem because we've got it. So if that's what Khan was after, he's going to be pretty sorely disappointed. Now, again, this took me a while to figure out. There's actually a message on the answer machine over here.
I had messages waiting to be played.
Go on then, Nico, press play.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country.
Well, yeah.
And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slán se. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Merlin? Oh my God. Merlin's the killer. I better get over there and warn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing, but I couldn't just let her die.
See how this Merlin gets around. He was in Ireland a minute ago.
Palais Royal courtyard deserted. I only hoped that I'd beaten the assassin here. I had to warn Imelda before it was too late.
Okay, well, let's try the door. That's how we got in last time, right?
The intercom system wasn't working.
Ugh.
Bad sign. Somebody had cut the wire.
Oh, God, no. I hope he hasn't killed Imelda. Okay, let's have a look at this. Ooh. Let's take a look at this statue, because the window for Carchon's is right there. You can see the tape around the busted window from last time.
I unhooked the first wire. I released the second wire. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained upright.
Yeah, it needs a push. Nico, do you not think, like, changing your dress would have been better? I mean, it's not exactly appropriate for all these adventures, is it? It's a bit on the short side. Okay.
If I could deconstruct this, I could deconstruct anything.
I mean, it wasn't difficult, Nico, but okay.
The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more than my hands to tear it.
You've got nails, love. Come on. Let's use something sharp, so... What about the shell case? That'd be pretty sharp, I'd imagine. Look at that. Just like that. God, they don't think she was the killer. Okay, let's go have a look around.
My God,
oh,
I'm
no.
too late. Imelda. Oh no.
Nico?
Don't worry, you're going to be alright.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. How absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl.
You said you didn't know, Thierry.
I'm so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
She was gone. She cheated me, lied to me, used me. But why?
So she did know her father, but...
Even in death, Imelda looked the same. Beautiful, inscrutable. The Ice Queen alone in her ice palace. I opened it. Inside was a tiny gold key.
Let's take the key.
I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return.
Okay, so what's the key for? Oh, what about the box? Remember the box we saw when we looked for the bug? That had a little keyhole. But that's Nico's box. Why has Imelda got the key? Let's have a little look at it, shall we? Lots of stuff being resolved here.
It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's.
Okay, let's try that key.
I took out the key. I couldn't believe it. Imelda's key opened my father's box. I dreaded what I was going to find inside.
Oh, that's part of the photograph, isn't it?
It was a photograph of Imelda. But why here? In my father's box? I felt as if a black hole had swallowed me up. Imelda and Carchon grinning. While behind them a village was being razed to the ground. Its people butchered. And there, next to them, staring out at me across the years, my own father. There was a letter. I feared there was even worse to come.
Let's take a look at the letter, shall we?
Hotel St. George, Algiers, Friday. My darling Thierry, by the time you read this, you'll be safely out of Africa. You need not fear. Pierre and the organization do not know who you're really working for, or about us. Did you think I would betray you? I could not. You wanted me to leave him, but I don't have your courage. I know too much of what has been going on here. They would find me and they would kill us both. Enjoy your life in Paris, Thierry. Your life of honor, of patriotic duty. Do they give medals to spies? No. They'll just give you a funny job in an embassy somewhere. I could never share that with you. Imagine me, a diplomat's wife. So I must stay here with Pierre, the two of us bound together by what we have done to this country. Au revoir, my love. You will be in my heart until I die. Imelda. Suddenly everything made sense. My father had been working undercover for the government. He was one of the good guys after all. He and Imelda must have fallen in love. She'd found out who he really was, so he had to leave. It had broken her heart, but she had never revealed it to anyone. I knew I couldn't either. Whatever he was doing, he'd had good reason to keep it secret. I decided I would respect that and tell nobody.
Wow, that's a lot of story just exposed right there. God, I would be so, like, depressed.
I knew it was George. For a moment I was tempted to pretend that I was out, or ask him to go away and come back later. But then... Come in.
Hello, George.
Wow, attitude flip.
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Not the dead one.
No?
Hardly. He was dead.
And
wow.
You say Pigram has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pigram's gem?
The Templars' gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
Okay. So, I think we need to go...
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobinot at the Kron Museum. And why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
That was a bloody sarcastic George. Sorry about that, guys, by the way. I'm playing this on a phone, and the phone auto-locks if I don't touch the screen for a while. So I do apologise for that.
I so much wanted to talk to George about everything that had happened. But I knew I never could. My father's connection to Africa would have to remain a secret forever. His bravery would be known only to the government, and to me. Revealing it would just damage his memory. People would take the story and twist it. Before long, he would be the villain and Carchon would be the hero. I know how they do that. I'm a journalist.
Right, so let's recap very quickly. So, we found Pigram's gem in Lochmarn. We found out that Imelda's been killed by Merlin. We also know that Imelda and Thierry, which is Nico's father, must have fallen in love at some point, but he was a spy working for the government, obviously looking into what was going on in Africa at the time. He wanted her to leave Pierre and come to him, but obviously she didn't have the courage to do that. So she stayed with Pierre, hence why she was so cold, probably, and so, you know, just a bitch. So what we're going to do now is basically go and see Rosso, and we're going to go and see the Crew Museum. So let's go see Rosso very quickly, because we're going to be ending the episode pretty soon.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's talk about those
I'd like
gangsters.
to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
Oh dear, that sounds like a story for another time.
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Hospitalized?
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic, in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
Or maybe he was a spy.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur.
He also calls himself Thomas Merlin.
I'm sorry, Monsieur Stobbart. I don't know him. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to show many of this because we've been here before with
See you
all
later,
this.
Sergeant.
We know that Jack Marquet is in a hospital, so let's leave. So we can actually go to the hospital, but we're not going to just yet. We're going to go to the museum. Okay, still no Lobino by the looks of things, so let's leave. And that, guys, is going to be the end of this episode of Broken Sword. We're going to head to the hospital. This is going to be the next section of the game, and it's another one of my favourites, some really memorable characters. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode, by the way. And if you have, please do hit that like button, share the video, and bring a friend, you know, get them to subscribe, take a look around, and hopefully they'll find something they really enjoy. We really want to sort of expand the channel and make it as, you know, make it a bit bigger so more people can see what we're up to and what have you. So if you can help us out in any way you can, fantastic. I will see you for the next episode of Broken Sword, which will be up shortly, and I will wish you a lovely day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.